What's up, guys? Derek here with Tap and Turn Gaming. I'm here today with another EDH deck tech. Today's deck tech will be on my Daxos Of Meletis EDH deck. He is a 3-cost 2/2 human soldier. He has some pretty cool abilities. Daxos Of Meletis can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater, so only the little guys can block him. That's very, very handy. And he has a second ability. Whenever Daxos Of Meletis deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You gain life equal to that card's converted mana cost. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. Now, what's really cool about that is that sort of gets around the commander rule. I can't produce mana of my opponent's colors. If I did, it would become just colorless. But what this does allow me to do is it allows me to spend my mana as though it were mana of any color. So I'm not producing it, but it lets me spend it as though it were mana of any color. Now, the theme of this deck is sort of I like to call it my War Maker deck. I run a lot of equipments, a lot of soldiers that produce soldiers, a lot of tokens. It's very aggressive, and that's one thing that's really cool about it. But one thing I want to highlight before I go any further is my really, really sweet altered art card, and that is this right here. This is another Daxos Of Meletis, altered to be Leonidas from 300 with the little bloody "Tonight We Dine in Hell." Really, really cool. I had someone named Blake Mead alter it for me, so a little shout out to him. If you search around Facebook, you'll probably find him. He does Magic the Gathering alters. The art it's pretty sharp. I really like it. I really enjoy this art a lot. It's really, really cool. Came out really well. You can see all the dead Spartans in the back there. I mean, it's pretty awesome. But that is my altered Daxos Of Meletis. So now we're going to get onto the deck. I'm going to just slide him out of the way for now. First thing I'm going to go over is my lands. We run a Keldjorn Outpost because it makes tokens. Academy Ruins to recur my artifacts. A Marry the Sky Rune for the reds. That's my techie lands. I am missing a Hallowed Fountain at the moment. Then we have my dual lands. Hallowed Fountain, Glacial Fortress, Nimbus Maze, Celestial Colonnade, Azorius Guildgate, Seachrome Coast, Tranquil Cove, Tundra, and then I run 12 snow-covered plains, and 15 snow-covered, 12 snow-covered islands and 15 snow-covered plains. I went with the snow-covered, not for really any purpose to the deck, but mostly because I like them and they're fun and they're different and they have really, really cool art. I like the arts for both of them quite a bit. And I am one who likes to match my land, so it really worked out for me. So now we're just going to go over the deck. I'm going to go over it by category. First category up is my enchantments. We run Mobilization for the tokens, Cathar's Crusades for the bigness of my tokens, and Martyr's Bond, so everybody has to die with me. Now at my artifacts, Masterwork of Ingenuity, because this deck has a lot of equipment, so why not clone the equipments? And Spear of Heliod, because I get the +1/+1 for my creatures, and I can destroy a creature that dealt damage to me. So, pretty cool. Now we're going to go into my token production spells. So we have a Conqueror's Pledge, Increasing Devotion, Nomad's Assembly, and Deploy to the front, rather. Those are all my spells that just produce some tokens for me. Pretty fun. Up next we have my sweepers, Day of Judgment, and Supreme Verdict. Still waiting to acquire a Wrath of God, but I will not play it unless it's black-bordered because I'm picky about those things. Up next we're going to go over my Planeswalker package. This deck's actually kind of Planeswalker heavy, but we run Ajani Caller of the Pride, Ajani Steadfast, Elspeth Knight Errant, Elspeth Tyrael, Nahiri the Lithomancer, Elspeth Sun's Champion, and Venser the Sojourner. So I do run a heavy amount of Planeswalkers, but they all serve their purpose of either tokens or equipments or blinks or pumping or gaining some life. You know, they all serve their own individual purpose. Up next we have my sort of techie spells. They just do fun little things for me. One is one of the new spells, Comeuppance. It's got a lot of text on it, so I'm going to read it for you. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn, by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature. If damage from a non-creature source is prevented that way, Come up and deals that much damage to a source's controller. So the way this more or less burns down, if they attack you with a buttload of creatures, the creatures hit themselves. If they burn you with a spell or an ability, it burns the player. So it's pretty cool. And then sudden disappearance, because I can use this on my opponent to make all their stuff disappear and just alpha strike. Next up we have my removal. We have Path of Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Condemn, Dispatch, Reality Shift, Afterlife, Crib Swap, Devouring Light, Curse of the Swine, and Hour of Need. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of single target removal, and that is so my attacking creatures can just get through for the damage. Now we're going to go through my pride and joy of this deck, and that's my equipment package. Up first we have my Foil Godsend, and I run all 5 of the Swords of Profit and Value. So we run Fire and Ice, Light and Shadow, War and Peace, Body and Mind, and Feast and Famine. All 5 Profit and Value swords. Swords of X and Y, or Profit and Value, however you want to call them. Then we run Luxodon Warhammer, Darksteel Plate, Shield of Kaldra, Batterskull, and Argentum Armor. And that is the 11 equipments that I run. And then lastly we have my creatures, my creature base. It's also, you know, very on theme with the deck, very aggressive, token production, warriors, soldiers. So first we have Herald of Anafenza, he makes guys. Stoneforge Mystic gets me equipments. Leaning Shikari can equip as instants. Pure Steel Paladin lets me draw cards and equip for 0. Mist Metal Witch for some blinks. Guafa Hazid, because if I need to attack, making guys not be able to block is really cool. Mentor the Meek, draw more cards. Brimaz to get guys and be aggressive. Preeminent Captain lets me be aggressive. Field Marshal gives me first strike and some pumps. Silverblade Paladin lets me have double strike, so aggression. Kemba lets me get some guys. Luxodon Punisher just goes absolutely bananas when you throw some equipments on him. Bananas Commander brings in guys. Audric is good for alpha striking. Once you have him down, attack with 3 guys. Nobody can block if you don't want them to. Really, really good. Hero of Bladehold, really cool for the guys and the battle cry. Knight Captain of Eos, so I can have some fogs. Stonehewer Giant to get more artifacts. Deadeye Navigator for the blinks. Captain of the Watch for the guys. Darian for the guys. And Sun Titan for the res. He will get a lot of mine. It's funny with this Sun Titan. I specifically had to play this Spartan-looking Sun Titan because it went pretty well with my Leonidas Daxos. So I sought after this guy for so long until I finally found him. But yeah, that's my creature package. So that's more or less the packages of this deck. I run my creature package, my equipment package, my removal package, my little techie spells, my Planeswalker package, sweepers, my token production, artifacts, and enchantments. The deck is really just about getting Daxos out, suiting him up, throwing a bunch of equipments on him, and attacking for lethal, or just putting the equipments on anybody. But it's a really aggressive deck. It's really fun to play. Sometimes it feels a little cheesy if you're winning off of the Swords of Profit and Value with all the protection. But it's really fun. You know, it's really to the point of what it does. It's fun to play. Produces a lot of tokens. I really love the deck. You know, let me know what you think. So this is Daxos of Meletis. Let me know if you like him, dislike him, if you've ever seen a deck with him before, or seen a deck sort of built like this before. Any changes you would make, I'm always open for changing the deck and adding and upgrading, taking things out. So yeah, let me know what you think. This was Derek from Tap and Turn Gaming. This was my Daxos deck, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks a lot.